Welcome to the NYSE Big Startup, a show about unlocking potential brought to you by NYSE and hosted by me, Guy Kawasaki.
We deliver cloud solutions to the global life sciences industry. You know, the idea was, man, I could bring this benefit of cloud software to mission-critical, industry-specific applications, because all those very specific applications, core banking, all these things were stuck in client-server. And I thought, oh, I'll start a company and bring cloud to these specific things. So that's kind of the origin of it. You know, take cloud to the next level.
Did you look at a bunch of different possibilities and say, this is the one? Or, you know, because a lot of the lore of entrepreneurship is, you know, two guys in a garage, two gals in a garage, and they love something, so they do that. But you're not from the life sciences business, right? So how did you, was it opportunistic, market-driven?
The idea is to pick one that will work and stay with it, because anything significant is built over the long term by an unwavering team with passion. So I knew this was one of the right things that would work, right? But then you got to do diligence, because as you know, when you start a company, the main thing is the market good? Because a bad market is going to be a great management team roughly 100% of the time, right? So you got to test it. I knew this could potentially be good, and I just only did one piece of due diligence at all, and that was I looked for customer dissatisfaction. In the cold January of 2007, I went east and I talked to 4 life sciences customers, and I wasn't looking for a feature or function. I was looking, were they satisfied? Did they have an emotional attachment to their existing vendor of these industry-specific things? And you can get that answer, if you're listening, in the first 5 minutes. And I got that answer. There was no emotional attachment. They wanted somebody to help them. And that's the due diligence I did. And from there, then you can get into all, then you learn as you go, right? Then I knew there was a market. The industry's big, there's dissatisfaction. You know, I say, you know, your dissatisfaction is my opportunity. That's like, in the consumer world, Bezos would say, your margin is my opportunity. In the enterprise world, you know, your dissatisfaction is my opportunity.
So what's your advice for entrepreneurs?
Don't give up on the bad days, because you'll have one. That advice is more important than being enthusiastic on the good days. Don't give up on the bad days.
So now you're listed on the NYSE, right? So how has life changed?
Oh, I think, you know, it's like when you're riding a bicycle. Remember when you're a young guy, you get going on that bike, and then your older brother or your friend or whatever gives you a little boost and you go faster. That's what going public is like, because the awareness is out there, and it helps your brand, especially on the NYSE. So it's been a boost to the company, but the company hasn't changed. We're still doing the same things that got us here. I think we can just do it a little bit better as a public company.
Do you have any mistakes you want to talk about and the lessons that other people can learn from your mistakes?
You know, another mistake, I should have reached out for advice more. I think that's a thing that I didn't really realize the power of doing that, to really reach out for advice, and how open people would be to give you thoughtful advice if you really take the time to reach out.
And these are what, advisors, investors?
Advisors, investors, co-CEOs. I think somebody who has been a CEO at a successful company, who has gone down that road you're going to go down 3 years before you, if you get a couple hours with them, it's invaluable, and I don't think I quite sought that out enough. Yeah, I could have tapped that better.
This is the NYSE Big Startup Show, so we need a big tip from you.
You know, find out what you're good at, what you like to do, find out a great market where you can apply that, and apply yourself to it, and you'll create value for your customers, employees. You have a lot of fun doing it. So that's really my advice. You got to take that big thing that you like doing, you got to focus in on it and commit to it over the long term, lead your customers, employees to the right place.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being on the NYSE Big Startup.
Guys, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the NYSE Big Startup.